The China-Beijing International Cultural and Creative Industry Expo, or ICCIE, is from November 18th to November 21st at the China International Exhibition Center in Beijing. The show is organized by the China Council for the Promotion of International Trade, or CCPIT, Beijing Sub-Council. Blue Ocean Network, Beijing's uncensored and independent news from China, will give you special reports from this year's ICCIE show. We'll feature many of the cultural exhibitors and interview some of the creative talent at this year's program. BON's Sheila Wang reports about the expo.
The 6th China International Cultural and Creative Industry Expo kicks off here at China's International Exhibition Center this Thursday, with the theme of culture integrating technology, innovation-driven development. Entering the 6th Culture and Creative Industry Expo, the Feast of Culture jumps into my eyes. Either the most edgy high-tech products or the traditional Chinese arts and crafts, the exhibition here has almost covered everything in China's culture industry. While the visitors here are enjoying the opportunity to feel the latest development of China's creative industry and also the authentic traditional Chinese culture. The expo, held for 6 consecutive years, is a platform in Beijing built by the Chinese government for international exchange and exhibition of ways to implement the national strategy of developing the cultural industry. China's cultural industry has maintained an average expansion rate of more than 17% over the past several years. Its contribution to the country's economy are constantly increasing, making the industry a vital source of growth for China's economic development. According to the 6th plenary session of the 17th CPC Central Committee held this October, China has adopted a guideline to boost cultural reform and development by promoting the cultural industry as a pillar industry in the national economy. Being a pillar industry means accounting for about 5% of the country's GDP. On the first day of the expo, Chu Xiangyin, Vice Chairman of China Council for the Promotion of International Trade, which was also one of the organizers of this event, offered his views on the Chinese cultural industry's present and future.
We have organized over 100 culture-related activities in this expo, along with the exhibition that you see here. We can say this is the largest scaled expo of its kind. I think the expo this year has gone way beyond just promoting China's culture industry because it is spiced up by more individuals' creative involvement. There are not only many exhibition booths for individuals' works, but also ways to interact with the visitors here. Besides, I must mention that this year's expo has attracted more visitors than ever, as you can see with the huge crowds out there, even though it's the first day.
Despite the booming trend of China's cultural industry, the foreign trade here is still running a large deficit. Chu explains this phenomenon from a historical perspective.
It's still a long way to go before China turns the deficit in cultural trade around, because it requires time for the rest of the world to accept and fully understand authentic Chinese culture. As we know, China enjoys a long history of traditional culture, but our country hadn't started industrializing culture until 2007. So I think we'd have to work harder on promoting our own culture and integrating advanced technologies with Western countries.